welcome to Notts County Talk. This is the third edition of the Friday night predictions. This time they've trusted me some reason with these predictions. I don't know how well the other boys have got on. I had a little quick look. I think we're going to do a bit better than them. So yeah, these are just my predictions based off of last season, transfers. I'm not going to go into too much detail about all of them. But yeah, take it with a bit of a pinch of salt. So first game I'm looking at is Chesterfield with Bristol Rovers, 12:30 kickoff. I think this is quite an easy prediction. I think it's a good game. However, you've got a team in Chesterfield who have won 2 out of 2 strong wins with momentum from last season, with a good first season back, coming 7th. Got some good players. Will Griggs still a player. Dobra, who I'd love at Notts, but we're not going to get him. So I think Chesterfield are looking strong. However, Bristol Rovers on the other side, opposite, 2 losses in 2. A lot of people tipped them to do quite well. They haven't actually won a league game since March. They actually haven't won a game in total since March. I believe they lost every pre-season game as well, from what I can see on FootMob. So yeah, real negative momentum for them. Darryl Clark has been brought in. There probably isn't. You've seen it last season with like Carlisle. We've seen it with Forest Green. Sometimes teams go from League One down to the National League, and if you get yourself in a bit of a rut, it's hard to get yourself out of it. So I'm going to go for a Chesterfield win. I'm going to go for a 2-0 win for Chesterfield. Next game is Oldham v Swindon. Oldham, obviously, a lot of people tipping them to do quite well, coming up from National League last season. Mickey Mellon in charge. Good draw against MK Dons first game of the season. Then a 3-1 loss at Accrington. So not probably the sprightly start they expected. Swindon, on the other hand, Ian Holloway took over last season, did great. They've signed that Jake Tabor, who is the guy who scored like 180 goals in like 200 games for Amersham, who scored quite a few goals in pre-season but hasn't started a game yet for them. I don't know if it's going to blow up for Ian Holloway. I don't really trust Swindon. I think he did well last season because he got a bit of momentum going. Plays a bit with heart. I just don't think they're going to do exactly the same. I like the Swindon players like Oldacre and things like that. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw here. I can see it being them just leveling each other off and getting a 1-1 draw. Next fixture is Barnett versus Warsaw. Now, I do like Barnett. I like Dean Brennan a lot. I think he's quite charismatic. Obviously, Barnett stormed the National League last season. Not started off great this season with 2 losses, found themselves rock bottom. Not great. They're playing against Warsaw, who obviously had a capitulation that we found hilarious last season. You know, huge capitulation. They've still got a good team. I'm gonna go with my head over my heart. I want Barnett to beat Warsaw. I really do. But I just don't think Barnett's signings are doing that good. I don't think Joe Hughes up front is good enough for the level. So I think Warsaw will get the win. I think with Aidan Flint at the back, that's a strong signing, to be fair. I'm going to go with a Warsaw win, sadly. I'm going to go for 2-0 Warsaw. Okay, game number 4. Here we are. Notts County versus Barrow, or Barrow versus Notts County. 2 teams with 0 wins yet this season. So there we are. Fantastic. Barrow, yeah, started off with 2 losses. Andy Wing in charge, 16th last season. He did all right with them last season when he took over. I believe he was at Solihull Moors before. Yeah, not really much to say on that, really. Notts County, we've not had the best starts to the season. I didn't watch the game on Tuesday night, but apparently we were better second half. I think Bennett's just got to start this game. Roos needs to do a lot better. A lot needs to be desired, is left to be desired. We need to score some goals. So yeah, I'm gonna go with my heart over my head on this one. I mean, Barrow aren't great either, so I'm gonna go with a Notts 1-0 win, and hopefully we can keep a clean sheet without doing anything dodgy. But yeah, am I confident? No. Okay, next we've got Bromley v Fleetwood. I'm gonna go a little bit quicker on this video, it's about 20 minutes long. 2 teams that have had really good starts to the season. A win and a draw for Bromley, 2 wins for Fleetwood. Both kind of finished mid-table last season. Bromley are always going to do well with Michael Cheek up front, and they've got Andy Woodman in his manager, who I think is a great manager, and obviously got him promoted from the National League. So yeah, Bromley, strong team with a good goal scorer. Fleetwood made some good signings again. Norwood's come in. I believe they've got Norwood's come in. Ched Evans has come in, I think, as well. They've got 6 points, 2 wins from 2 games. Tough one to call this. I do think that this is going to be a win for Fleetwood, 2-1. But it'll be a tight game. Okay, next, Cambridge v Harrogate. Tough one to call this one up. There's two teams I don't really know loads about, to be honest. Cambridge, obviously coming down last season, weren't great in League One at all. Had a decent start to the season, they've won one, lost one. It's not awful. Made a couple of good signings in the summer. Neil Harris, strong manager. Harrogate, on the other hand, have got the longest serving manager, Simon Weaver, 15 years. He's been there. Steady hand, kept him in League Two really well. Finished 18th last season, which is definitely took. I do see them in a relegation battle again. So sorry. I'm gonna go with a Cambridge win. I'm gonna go 2-0 Cambridge for this one. Okay, next game, Crewe v Crawley. Pretty confident with this one. I think Crawley are one of them teams, just like Bristol Rovers have kind of been. I think Crawley are going to keep going down. I don't necessarily think they're going to get relegated, but I don't think they're going to do great. They're definitely not going to bounce back up. Yes, Scott Lindsay did really well with them 2 years ago, but they really outperformed like their underlying numbers, expected goals, things like that. He was awful at MK Dons, Lindsay. He was did all right taking over them last season, but they haven't won a game yet. The season lost 2, so I think Crawley are going to be in trouble. Crewe, on the other hand, good start to the season, 2 wins so far. Got some really good players. Dimitri at the back. Thomas scored 2 last week, centre midfielder. So yeah, I think strong win for Crewe. I'm going to go 2-0. Okay, next, Grimsby v Newport. Two teams that have started off the season really well. Obviously, Newport got a draw against us first game of the season. And then Grimsby, who've been tipped to do quite well, have started off with a win and a draw. Beating Crawley 3-0 on opening day. I think two teams that are going well. I was umming and ahhing about a draw for this one. But I'm going to edge, just because Grimsby are at home. I think there might be a little bit too much for Newport for this game. So I'm going to go over Grimsby 2-0 win. Okay, next game, MK Dons v Cheltenham. I'm not going to go through, MK Dons have done this and that, they've signed this and that. We know who they've signed, we know who their manager is. Started off the season okay. Cheltenham, on the other hand, Mickey Flynn, I like Mickey Flynn, but a lot of people put them to go down. They've lost a few players that sort of were rocks to them last season, and I just think they're going to struggle. So I think it's going to be quite a convincing 3-0 MK Dons win on this one. Next game is Salford v Accrington. Sorry, probably a bit of recency biased, obviously, because Salford did a bit of a job on us last week. Salford obviously lost their first game, then beat us last week. Long throws, sort of kind of bullied us really. Got some good players in their team, Grant, Woodburn. So yeah, decent chance for Salford this season. I think Accrington Stanley, on the other hand, 1 loss, 1 draw. John Doonan is their manager. Don't really know loads about Accrington. I feel like I feel like they're gonna struggle again. I'm gonna go for I think it'll be a cagey game, but I'm gonna go for a Salford 1-0 win. Second to last game, Shrewsbury versus Colchester. A game where there's no team with a win yet between them. I think that trend's going to continue. Just early, I think it's going to be a draw. Shrewsbury got some good players. John Marcus in there, Sam Klukas. They've got Sam Stubbs at the back. So they've got some decent quality. It's, again, just seems like all the 3 relegated sides from League One just haven't really got going yet. Whereas Colchester, the Cowley brothers really got them going last season towards the latter end. Good managers, strong team, physical team. I can just see this one being I'm going to go for a 0-0 draw on this one. Okay, final game to round up these game week 3 predictions. Tranmere v Gillingham. Two teams that actually started the season pretty well. Tranmere with a 4-0 victory over Shrewsbury, I believe, with Charlie Whittaker in there. They've started off the season really decently, and to be fair, that's probably a surprise package, but they're looking quite good. Gillingham, on the other hand, again, investment made a couple of seasons ago, didn't really push on as much as we'd expected them to. Bradley Dack did score, but it was last week he scored a goal, so will he kick on? Who knows? I'm going to keep the Tranmere train going. I'm going to say a Tranmere 1-0 win for Tranmere against Gillingham. So they're the game week 3 predictions. Don't judge me if most of them are wrong, but please get your predictions and thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe if you are new. Hopefully the Pies prediction is correct.